Broncos are killing it in free agency. We're killing it in free agency, yeah. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of The Voice with my girlfriend, and I have to say, my favorite judge is Blake. Psych it, Shakira. Welcome to That's Good Broncos coverage of free agency, and unlike the NFL Network, I'm not stupid enough to call this segment Free Agency Frenzy. I'm gonna call it Free Agency Fracking, not fracking. Free Agency Fuckfest, Free Agency Frampton, Frenemy, Fruit. Okay, so maybe the NFL Network has the best name locked down with Free Agency Frenzy. You win again, NFL Network. I'm Brandon Perna, and I have a tiny vocabulary. Well, John Elway came out of the free agent gate swinging, and the Denver Broncos made arguably the biggest waves on the first day of free agency when they signed TJ Ward and Aquib Talib. Day 2, a tsunami hit when we signed DeMarcus Ware. Let's take a look at our newest defensive players. TJ Ward is a hard-hitting safety originally drafted in the second round by a drunk Tom Heckert when he was a GM for the Browns in 2010. Heckert is now sober and the Broncos director of pro personnel, which sounds like a made-up title, Tom Heckert. Ward is a strong safety, which means Duke Iheanacho should immediately delete or deactivate his Twitter account. Oh wait, that already happened. I guess the Duke doesn't like the competition. At least you still have the cooler name though. Your first name, Duke, is prestigious, signifying the highest hereditary title in the United Kingdom. Duke also conjures images of raised fists ready to fight. And your last name, Iheanacho? Well, makes me very hungry. Duke should be scared because Ward's specialty is playing in the box. And no, that's not a warning to all the girls going out in Lodo on the weekends. Playing in the box means Ward is a run-stopping beast who's going to bring some intensity to the line of scrimmage next year. But here's the best part, Broncos fans. You remember when Rob Gronkowski tore his ACL this past season? Of course you do. TJ Ward is the guy who hit him. TJ Ward, or as I call him, the Warden, does not fuck around. Now, what do we know about Aquib Talib? Well, this is one of the first things he said in his press conference today when asked about the Wes Welker hit in the AFC Championship game.
Wes is a good friend of mine. I watched him play 1,000 times, and I can promise you, he didn't do it on purpose.
I think Wes Welker needs to take Aquib Talib out for a nice steak dinner. Not as an apology, but, you know, just to smooth things over. And so they can talk about why Bill Belichick's such a dickhead. More importantly, I used to be a D-back when I played football. At an extremely high level, may I add. And I know the most important thing a cornerback needs to do is this.
But I still can do standing back flips and stuff like that.
Talib can still do standing backflips? I think we picked the right guy. The Patriots were stupid to let him go. Just listen to what the Boston Globe said about Talib here.
Amazing how you get one guy to galvanize a whole back end.
But now we can say we know it starts with Talib in the secondary.
He galvanized the whole back end, whatever the fuck that means? Means they thought a lot about Talib in New England. And now we got him. They thought a lot about Wes Welker. Now we got him. The next Patriot we steal is Tom Brady's firstborn child. And we will raise him as our own. Just like Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones. Okay, back to Talib. He's gonna be able to shut down the great receivers we'll have to play all season long, like that guy from Kansas City and that star receiver from San Diego, or the fast one from Oakland. Okay, so Talib will just have to stay sharp, pretty much covering Demaryius Thomas every week in practice. But either way, if he stays healthy and doesn't go joyriding with Von Miller in his spare time, he's an upgrade from DRC. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. That's who that is. Hello, newsflash, we also signed DeMarcus Ware, one of the greatest defensive ends of all time. And as noted by my favorite Canadian, no, not Justin Bieber or Norm Macdonald, I'm talking about Mark McDougal from Twitter, who sent me this tweet pointing out when we have Derek Wolfe playing alongside DeMarcus Ware, we will have a bona fide werewolf on our team. Oh boy, I can't wait to howl when that combo's on the field. I'm not gonna do it now, I will save that. I will save that for the games. Werewolf. Ooh, that's gonna be fun to say. TJ Ward came relatively cheap with a 4-year, $23 million contract. Talib and Ware dipped deeper into Mr. Boland's pockets. God, I would love to get my hand in one of Mr. Boland's pockets. For the money. Front pocket. Talib signed a 6-year, $57 million contract, and Ware signed a 3-year, $30 million contract. That's $110 million, but with only $60 million guaranteed. When compared to my salary, that's about $59,650,000 more dollars than I've ever made in my entire life. Which leads me to this point. When people like Big Dick Decker and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie turn down multi-million-dollar contracts from the team that took them to the Super Bowl, I can only say one thing to you guys. And that one thing is, fuck you. Unless, of course, you come back. Definitely not fuck you. And don't forget, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, there's another Cromartie available in free agency. You guys are a dime a dozen. A dime a dozen. That being said, the Broncos did re-sign Andre Caldwell. And when you look at what Caldwell did in Week 15 against the Chargers when he filled in for Eric Decker, you can see why we don't need Big Dick Decker anymore. Caldwell had 6 catches for 59 yards and 2 touchdowns. We'll be all right with Caldwell, but don't count out the Broncos signing another receiver or drafting a receiver in a very deep wide receiver draft. With all these moves the Broncos made, there's still one big hole we need to fill on defense. Not Pot Roast's mouth, but a linebacker. If the Broncos don't make a play for linebacker in free agency, I am sure that our #1 priority in the draft will be linebacker. All right, I think that's it for now. I'm pretty excited about all these big dick players we're signing. Elway definitely deserves the Big Dick Free Agency Award. The season does not start for another 6 months, but I think it's safe to say that the Broncos will definitely win the Super Bowl. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Broncos. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, go watch my last video, Peyton Manning gives away $10 million. The great thing about YouTube is I can tell a whole bunch of you assholes stopped caring about my Broncos videos after the Broncos lost the Super Bowl. Can I say fair weather fans? Can I say that? Because that's what 3,000 views says to me. Please come back, guys. I need you to encourage me to talk about the Broncos. I need it. I need it so bad. Oh, I can't even tell you how much I miss your viewerships.